a neuroscientist, can you kind of walk us through the physiological steps that would happen in the brain and the body of someone like Tomas, who's faced with an avalanche?
So in the moment when you have this threatening situation, your brain picks up on the threat, and there immediately information goes to the amygdala, gives you a fear reaction, goes to the hypothalamus, and releases. It's called the ACTH, and it releases then cortisol, adrenaline, and it prepares the body for responding.
That's like this?
And it happens very, very quickly, fractions of a second. And you get that physiologic feeling. And then there's a process where in the cortex, so you can immediately respond, but then the cortex evaluates the situation and says, what's the most appropriate behavior here in this situation? And he just obviously made the wrong decision. So we all are going to have that fear response at some level, and how we act in according to that feeling is a thing that I think we have much more control over. And he kind of copped out and just said, I had no control. It was just my instincts. But we do have control. And that's one of the greatest things about humans. I mean, as compared to other animals, we have the largest percentage of prefrontal cortex compared to the rest of the brain. We have the ability to control our sort of animalistic impulses. We have the ability to have an emotion and not act on it.
When fear is present, though, does it take such precedence that any other emotions, any other nuances of thought we have are suppressed?
I think the initial, the cortisol rush, but no, it doesn't suppress cognition. I mean, we still have the ability to think. I mean, maybe the first few seconds, something fearful happens. It's like slamming on your brakes. Maybe you have less control over that. But after that few seconds, you do have some more. I know I've been in a car accident where, I have the initial thing, and then I'm thinking, I better turn this way. I better get out of here. And I do have a thought process. I think we've all experienced that. So it's not like we lose our ability to think, like we just go crazy and lose it all, because that would also be maladaptive.
And you can speak to this more than I can, but I do know that when one becomes a mother, your brain actually changes. And I've heard that you're able to strategize and plan more thoroughly and quickly.
I mean, I feel that subjectively. No, there are definitely changes in your brain when you become a mother. You also become more aware of certain odors, and women have better processing of facial expressions too, because they have to sort of pick up on all the little expressions of their baby. So, there are male-female differences in the brain, and I think both from like an evolutionary perspective, women tend to be more protective of their children because, again, they can have less offspring as possible for them than men. But also, they have different changes going on in their brain. There's a release of oxytocin, like when you're breastfeeding. That's this bonding chemical. So there is a different kind of neurochemistry involved that creates a bond between the mother and the child that is slightly different than with the father and the child. Although men who have children, their testosterone goes down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is handy for all involved.
Yes, it is. And did you know that it's in proportion to the amount that they help take care of the children? So the more that they're involved in childcare, the more their testosterone goes down.
Well, my husband actually breastfeeds our daughter. So he doesn't have any left.